Terminator 2D No Fate delayed. So this is a topic I wanted to go ahead and discuss after seeing this headline. So it was one of those things that I had done a video in regards to the Terminator game getting delayed a few weeks back because of the whole tariffs and everything like that that's going on here in the States. So it's pretty wild, man, because of the fact that this is actually going to be the third delay that's been going on with this game. So originally the game was supposed to come out, I believe, on September 21st, somewhere around that time, I think. After that, it ended up getting delayed to October 31st, so pretty much around Halloween. And then from October 31st, it ended up getting delayed to November 26th, and now it's getting delayed to December 12th. So it's one of those things. This is some weird information that's been going on with this game in general. Now, the first delay, there was nothing that was really said about it. It was just they just kind of put a delay on it, and that was kind of that. So from going from September 21st to October 31st, and after that, there was the delay from October 31st to November 26th. And the reasoning behind that, like I said, it was because of the fact that there was the tariffs that were going on, and the tariffs were put in place with regards to the physical copies of stuff. So when you get the collector's edition with this game, it was one of those things where they were the creators were stating that there was going to be issues with that coming in because of the tariffs. It was going to cause an issue with them in regards to getting that stuff out, and having to worry about the pricing and everything like that. So they decided to delay things further from that point. And now we're getting some information in regards to it getting delayed again from November to December. Now, they're gonna give some of the reason why. We'll get into this right here in a second. But I don't know, man. I think this is a little bit weird because of the fact that there's so much going on with regards to delays and everything like that. And when you look at the trailers that they've done and everything, it seems like the game looks like it's pretty close to completion and everything like that. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of issues, but at the end of the day, that's not really on us to tell. That's pretty much them and the developers and everything like that, because obviously, with it coming so close, they're probably in, like, the crunch time right now, trying to make sure that they're getting everything taken care of. There's no bugs, there's no issues, all that type of stuff is pretty much settled. So if that's the case, that is fine. But in regards to them doing like these delays, I don't know, man. After seeing that this is going to be the third one, the first one from, obviously September to October, that's one of those things where it's like, okay, that's fine. You just got to make sure you get everything settled. The second one from October to November, and them claiming to for it to be on tariffs, I don't know. Now that I'm looking back, it kind of seems like that might be an excuse that they were making to try to have that be the case. But now that we're getting this third one, now it's starting to look a little bit weird. So we got some information here on X or Twitter, whatever we want to call it, and we'll go ahead and go over what was stated. So from Reef Entertainment right here. So it says, "Hi everyone. First of all, we want to start by saying thank you. We know you've waited longer than expected for the release of Terminator 2D No Fate, and we truly appreciate your patience and support throughout this journey. The physical components of all editions have now finally arrived following the ongoing delays and pushed us off our previous schedules. However, we now have to assemble the physical editions, which we need some time to do. Because of this, we are moving the launch date of Terminator 2D No Fate to December 12, 2025 for all physical and digital versions of the game. We are sincerely sorry for the repeated delays. We don't take your patience for granted, and we never want to disappoint our community. Our goal has always been to deliver the game that you deserve, and we're almost there. Thank you again for standing by us. We're incredibly grateful, and we can't wait for you to finally experience Terminator 2D No Fate soon. Real entertainment." And that's one of the things. I feel like a lot of gamers, especially now with the experience that a lot of us have in regards to seeing games come out not finished, and a lot of issues and stuff like that in regards to that type of stuff. It's one of those things where I feel like if they are delaying this stuff because they're having issues with getting everything set up with the game itself, just come out and say it, man. When it comes down to that type of stuff, I feel like gamers have become very understanding in regards to having to delay games because of the fact that they're having issues with them. They're not quite done in regards to testing. They need to make sure that they get all the bugs fixed and everything like that. Like, I feel like at this point a lot of people kind of understand that that just kind of comes with video games, and you know what I mean, coming out with new games and stuff like that. So if you're having issues in that regard, I feel like you can just make that statement, let people know, and a lot of people are going to be like, you know what, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather have a game that takes longer to be released and is playable from release than have you guys come out with something that's either a buggy mess or just is unfinished or isn't to completion. You know what I mean? So the fact that they're having so many delays, at the end of the day, if it is because of the fact that the game itself isn't ready, I feel like you're gonna get more understanding of just stating that than making reasons like, oh, because of tariffs or because we got the physical copies of the stuff, but it's been taking longer for us to get it all set up and ready to go. And that's just where I feel like it gets a little bit weird. And after reading the statement and everything like that, and then seeing some of the comments here, I don't know. It's a little bit interesting to kind of see because you see like the first one here, it says frustrating, not surprised by this at all. Third delay, when shall we expect it in 2026? And and yeah, it is kind of one of those things with how many delays that they've given us at this point. If they come out with another one, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I probably won't be shocked at this point because of the fact that there's been three already, and there's different reasoning behind each one. Well, obviously the last two, like I stated, the first one, there was nothing that was really said. It just went from being a September release date to October, and that was that. There wasn't anything that was like any reason given, which was kind of weird. And then we see the next person that comments. So physical editions often come out later. That's nothing new. But if this is already the third delay and now the reason is assembling the boxes, kind of feels like there's more to it than that. And yeah, that's kind of where my head is at right now with all of this. And like I stated, if they are having issues with the game itself, like just come out and state it, man. It's not going to be that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Especially right now with how many games have been coming out recently, like new games that are seem like some like a lot of people are kind of putting their ducks in a row towards. It's just let us know, man. We'll be more understanding of it. And then the next person here, the previous delay I could kind of understand, but pushing it back again so close to the holidays. Yeah, honestly, I appreciate those who still collect physical, but this just seems a weird gambit. Most people are just going to hold off until the January sales, surely. Yeah. And I don't know if that's kind of one of the things that they're getting a little bit worried about is because of the fact that people are going to get upset and they're just going to not want to purchase the game. They feel like it's going to affect the sales. But once again, I mean, I feel like I'm a broken record at this time. But if you were to just come out and let us know, like, hey, we're still working on the game itself, I feel like people would be a lot more understanding than they might be giving them credit for from the looks of it. And the next person, what's stopping you from releasing a digital version? Either you're just making up problems or your project isn't ready yet. You're really doing some weird stuff, so make the transfer before 2029. Yeah, and that's kind of one of the things. Personally, I would prefer a physical copy of this game if I were to purchase it. So I can understand where people that are gonna want just a digital, if it's the game's ready to go and everything, then why do you gotta keep delaying it? You can come out with a digital copy and then come out with the physical ones right after, once they're ready to go. But that might be one of those things where they're kind of worried that the sales are gonna be a little bit bad if they just stick to digital, while some of the people like myself who would prefer a physical copy are gonna have to wait. So I think they're just kind of waiting in that regards to try to do it all at once so it'll make the sales look better in regards to how well the game is selling, especially if it's one of those things where people play the digital version and they end up coming out with, let's say, like a review or something like that, and it kind of ends up backfiring on them in the sense that people that are waiting to get a physical copy see the other games running and everything and just decide, you know what, this isn't really for me, or from the sounds of it, the game isn't quite something that I want, or it has issues, kind of a thing. And then the next person just promised to make more games, so yeah. And then if the physical versions take more time, that's fine. Just release the digital version first, then, and stick to your schedule. Dang it. And yeah, that's again kind of just pretty much what I just stated. That yeah, it's one of those things where you gotta keep in mind what their main goal is to try to make sure that at the end of the day they are able to get as much sales as they can and do what they can to make sure that people will want to purchase it. And again, it's kind of a weird one because if the game is really a good game as it looks like and they do have faith in it, then they can go ahead and go that route where they'll do a digital copy first and then let people purchase it after. But I don't know, man. From the looks of it, I think it is one of those situations where they are kind of just waiting because they don't want to have it where it is one of those things where people play the digital versions and they kind of give it like a negative review or it doesn't seem as good as it seems. But I don't know. From the trailers and everything, the game looks good. it looks like it's going to be a fun game. It looks like it's going to be a good time being able to go back and play, the Terminator 2 pretty much movie in the style of this, with it being like an old school kind of game. Because especially because I remember when the first trailer came out, I heard a lot of people talking about this. A lot of people were talking about it, and a lot of people were hyped for it. But I feel like that excitement, because of these delays and everything, it's starting to kind of die down and dwindle a little bit. So I feel like they got to be careful, man, because at the end of the day, they can kind of mess up that hype that they were able to get with the initial launch trailer and everything like that they had done. So who knows? At this point, we'll just have to wait and see. And hopefully by next month, we'll be able to actually get this game out and then see what it's how it plays and what it's about and everything like that. So we'll just have to be patient at this point. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are you guys okay with there being delays on this game, or do you feel like there is something other than that, like I stated earlier, where you feel like it might be the fact that there is issues with the game that they're trying to get taken care of? So if you guys can let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.